So on this video, in my particular 2020 19 FD model, Geo Pro, we have this paneling that's coming loose after our 2,000 mile journey. And it did loosen up down here at one point. I put a little bitty tack, but I want to put something, I'm going to use paneling nails, and I'm going to reattach this back up here so it ain't going to fall down in the future. And we'll probably also go down here and secure a few spots down here just to make sure we get that done. On to the next project. Well, today we're going to reattach my light, and I know most of y'all won't have this type of light, but I just want to show you how you can attach something like this a little better than just, we had it threaded in here up at the top with screws, and they ripped out after a long trip with that thing banging around back and forth. So what we're going to do, and I've showed you in some other videos, if you want to know how I install these little, or what these little things are, and you'll see this little tool here that crimps these into place. Look at my video on the microwave, and I explain exclusively how this system works. But we're going to use this to put these basically nut plate swedges up into the top here. We're going to drill a hole, set those in, and punch those in, and it'll actually have a screw where we can screw that right in. We've got our bracket here, and we're going to have that bracket installed and put in. So stay with me for a little bit here, and we'll get this thing taken care of. Doesn't take much pressure because it's just a little bit of piece of cardboard, and I just used the same holes where I had it installed before. So there you go, you see the little nut plate installed on there. The little tool puts it in there pretty good. Like I say, this is usually designed for putting in metal, so I'm not sure how well it's going to work in the wooden paneling, but I'm going to give it a shot. I think it is going to work better than just having a screw threaded into the wood. So now we're going to install our little bracket using these screws here. We're going to put some lock washers on here. So I'm not going to get into too much detail about putting this hook up front because I actually have a video where I put this same light in here. But anyway, we do know that the red is your hot and your plain white is your common. So we're going to hook that up to the light and then put these little tab screws on the end, and that should take care of us. So went ahead and got that installed. Like I say, I had to gather all that stuff in there. I went and turned the power off, and I got the 2 screws on the side, which were kind of a pain, but got that in and it's working again. So we're going to move on to another mini project now, and that's doing this thing here, which is not something everybody else has, but I had this little piece that basically I didn't have a strong enough screws on here to hold it on this little mini wall here. So we're going to put some of those anchors like I showed you earlier in here to hold this, and then we're going to reattach it using those anchors. So what I used before is I used a nailing gun and put this piece that held it on the back, and this on here on the back like this. So this time I'm actually going to screw this piece to it. Again, I'm going to have a threaded piece screw that goes through these 2 holes and these 2 holes and go into the wall with that special swedge device that I got. And So that way we'll have 4 good sized screws holding that in place, and this will actually be screwed in with little small screws into this piece. So I got that piece on the bottom there reattached, and I went ahead and drilled my holes a little bit bigger. So now we're going to take it over here and we're going to mark it, make sure that we've got the holes right over here on our wall. So there's the nut plates installed, 2 on top, 2 at the bottom. Now we're going to take our storage unit here, and we're going to put some washers on there and some lock nuts. So there you go, we got that fixed up, nice and snug now. Don't believe that's going to come loose, but we're not going to be careful with it. I think we overstuffed our bags in the process too, but I think we're going to be in good shape. And that pretty much concludes our little projects. These were the mini projects that I had to do to kind of clean up after our big trip. So that's about all I have for now, and if you have any questions, put it in the comments, and we hope to see you again on another video.